Hello and welcome to the live stream on this Thursday morning, or whatever time it is that you're tuning in. My name is JT. This is Black Box Trading, and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. This breakout. Are we going to break out or what? This is such a slow motion move right now. It's just, it's slow motion. Everything's happening in slow motion. When we take a look at the price of Bitcoin here, let's go over to our chart. It's just, I mean, I guess you could make the argument it's a flag, but, you know, credit to the bears here. You know, we got to kind of look at this. I'm not liking this. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to break down. Just because we're seeing a rounded top doesn't mean it's going to break down. But it does show that there's a lack of demand. And that's not surprising. When we turn on the volume, we can see volume is actually increasing here on the smaller time frames, on the 4 hour. But overall, we can see that this whole move back here, the volume has been rather low. And we're just not seeing any follow through. We're not seeing any follow through. So this move is becoming stale. And we don't want to see this move become stale, because that makes it vulnerable to a drop. Now, we do have some confluence here at the entry for the 50 moving average. Let's go over to the daily. The daily is going to be where we should be hanging out anyways right now, because nothing's moving quick. We don't need to do anything on the smaller time frames. When things are moving quick and the interest in the market is low, as it is right now, nobody really cares about crypto. The pump has dumped, so a lot of people are out of the market. They're on the sidelines, and apparently a lot of them are going to silver, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, where we're at here is we are about to cross. We actually did get a bullish cross here on the daily. You can see the bullish cross indicator right there. We got a bullish cross where the 7 has crossed above the 30. So on the daily, that means that the weekly average price is now above the monthly average price, which is an indicator of health. I think the monthly average price could serve as support for us, as it has served as support over the last couple days here. It was resistance that was broken out here. It was retested as support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. It has held as support, so it could hold as support again. But the 50 here, this orange line, is holding itself as resistance. So we need to get above the 50. The next range above that would be the 200, which is at 87,812. But yeah, let's just take it one step at a time. Let's get above that 50. Let's hope that this bullish cross here with the 7 above the 30 is going to give us the momentum that we need to get above that 50. And if not, maybe we need to come down for a little wick dip, little dip, and hit the downward sloping line of resistance here. So zooming out here, this downward sloping line of resistance, this bad boy right here. We have broken out. Do we need to retest? Do we need to come down and touch the and retest this downward sloping line of resistance? It's a possibility. It's kind of getting to the point now where it's extended out far enough that if it did wick down, it could actually put us into position and take us out of position pretty quickly. We do have this blue box of support to protect us, so there is support below us. But yeah, it is getting tempting to kind of move the orders down a bit. If you've been like me waiting on the sidelines to get filled, given the lack of movement, we might need to move those orders down or cancel those orders. I haven't decided quite yet. But the lack of momentum, the lack of follow through, which we anticipated, we said it's going to be a slow move, is just showing that, we're not quite ready. So where will we pull back to? Maybe we set orders down here to try and catch on top of the support. That would be probably a safer play, but I haven't made those decisions up yet. If you guys want updates as to how I'm handling my trades in real time, then definitely get into the Discord, where we're sharing all of our entries, exits, take profits. All of that good stuff is in the Discord, and it is free to enter. All you got to do is go to blackbox.pro, BLKBöX.pro, and sign up for a free account. get inside of your dashboard. Once you're in the dashboard, click the join Discord button. Boom, you're off to the races. You're in. Here's what a lot of people are thinking. What if 109 was the top? I don't have a lot to point to that would be convincing enough to anybody who's new. If you're from the 2021 cycle, you're worried. If you're brand new, if you're from this cycle, you're worried. And there's very little that I could do to calm you down and make you feel comfortable in the current situation, other than the fact that we never had mania. And every single cycle we've had mania. Without mania, you don't get an overpricing of Bitcoin. If you don't get an overpricing of Bitcoin, you don't get a bear market. It's as simple as that. When we haven't met the criteria for Bitcoin to be so overvalued that there has been a lot of profit taking. And because we haven't reached that euphoric, over exuberant level of Bitcoin being many multiples above what it should be, you just don't have the hardcore profit taking. And because that hasn't happened, I don't think the top is in. So how long will it take? You know, we've been eyeing May for a while. We've been eyeing May for several months as our kind of target. And we maintain that. We're thinking that May is when May is when things get exciting. So, you know, we want to close this monthly candle as a bullish engulfing candle. So it needs to close above 84. It needs to close above 84,250. And I think it'll do that. I mean, we got plenty of month left in this candle, so plenty of time to close above. And then that sets up May to be an all-time high break candle. So patience is a virtue, my friend. Patience is a virtue. Let's see how the alts are doing. Are we seeing any sort of rotation into alts? Not bloody likely. Yeah, we just keep climbing higher here on Bitcoin dominance. Going over the daily chart, you have a pathetic red candle. I mean, it's not a red candle. We're not going to call that a red candle. That's a doji at this point. It'll probably resolve green. So alts are still not the place to be. We shouldn't even really be talking about alts until Bitcoin can get the market excited again. You're not going to have that liquidity flow into alts. So just boring. Let's catch up with the chat. Mimir, good morning. Hello, welcome to the chat. Mauricio Lopez, hope all is well. CRV is going up. Yeah, let's take a look at CRV. Mauricio's been in CRV. He was one of the people to bring CRV to our attention. I've totally been ignoring all things Ethereum. I think Ethereum's fucking cooked. But, you know, that doesn't mean that we can't see some of these other plays. Like, that's a clean chart, man. I've said it many times. It's a clean chart. It looks good. It might come down and retest. It depends, you know, with Bitcoin dominance not moving in our favor, we can only expect so much from an altcoin, especially an altcoin from last cycle. But, you know, we're getting close. XRP, doing XRP things. We're still bearish on XRP. Solana, nothing on Solana really. I need to see this downward sloping line of resistance break. This line will be determined by the daily. Yeah, until this downward sloping line of resistance breaks, I've got nothing nice to say about Solana. So it's still got plenty of room left. You know, here's what I think happens with Solana. It does something like this. And then maybe ticks up. Once it gets here above the downward sloping line of resistance, that's where I could be interested in Solana again. But not before that. Track. Nothing. Volumes are low. Like, volumes are really low. We had 1 or 2 days of high volume trading. And that's it. Track is slowly ticking to the upside. So for those who don't know, track is currently being staked. Lots of people are staking their track. I think 6 million track tokens have been staked so far. My play on this is as more and more people stake, there's less and less available trading supply on track. So if you get any sort of excitement or FOMO into the track ecosystem, I could see track rallying quite hard, especially because it's a one-way stake. So when you stake your track, you can't unstake it. It's gone until it gets to the mainnet on the other side. So that could be a nice setup, which is why I'm not staking my track. I want to see how things play out with track staking and see if we get those types of demand coming into the market prior to staking. Sonic, nothing. Gary, good evening. Welcome in. Yeah, there's really not a lot to update you guys on here. Fractal Bitcoin, still a piece of shit. All of it's quite boring. Let's go and see how the S&P did. S&P closed below all the simple moving averages. Oh, this is on the 1 hour. We don't want that. We want the daily. Closed below the 7. It needs to reclaim the 7. It'll be interesting to see how it closes out the week. I would like to see the week close bullish and above the 7 EMA. If we can close above the 7, that's probably going to give us the ability to get at least to this resistance at around 549, which would bring positive sentiment to the market. How's the dollar doing? We still collapsing in the dollar? Hopefully. Yeah, we've lost the support range. That's good. Dollar's trending in the right direction. That's what you want to see. Gold. My God, gold. Just insane. What a rally. Yeah, you beat me to it there, Gary. It's just up only for gold. Up only for gold. Not the case for silver. Not the case for silver. I saw a tweet today. Somebody called silver the shitcoin of precious metals. Kind of made me laugh. I would argue that maybe copper is, but yeah, it seems the market demand is in gold right now. All right, we might do a little bit of a shorter show today because there's really not much to update you guys on. What are we looking for in Bitcoin? I think at this point, what we want to see is some sort of a dip. This is curling over. This is curling over. So I think my target here is a little too bullish. I might slide this down to this general range to try and catch a dip buy. So look for a move to retest the top of the range and then we'll come out of it. I think at this point, because this move has become stagnant, you need a shakeup of the order book, and a shakeup of the order book more often than not, especially when demand is low and the interest is low, comes with a move to the downside. So expect that in the short to medium term. Super short show today, guys. I don't have a lot to update you on, so I'm not just gonna talk in circles here. We'll just wrap it up there. If you guys want to continue the conversation, by all means, get into the Discord. Super easy to get into the Discord. Just go to blackbox.pro, BLKBöX.pro, sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot today. And yeah, until next time, please trade safe.